is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me?
We're doing all around the country on this thing. If you look at what's going on medical marijuana and student drug testing, what you see is that therein lies the true passion of this administration. Walters, you saw last year, all of a sudden, the Sheriff's Association, the National Sheriff's Association, lambasted John Walters. So why is he talking about marijuana? Usually sheriffs like talking about marijuana, but now they're freaked out about methamphetamine. For good reason, for pretend reasons, whatever. But between methamphetamine and marijuana, John Walters is this. So you can see he can't give it up. So he goes out there and he talks about methamphetamine, he talks about task force. He's always looking to find ways to put in there the need for coerced treatment and for more criminal sanctions and for more restrictions and all this sort of stuff. But we know where his passion is on this issue. We know what he really wants to be doing is going out there. He's afraid to condemn medical marijuana, right? John Walters will never have a one-on-one debate, nor will other members of the administration ever have a one-on-one debate on this issue. They are afraid. He's surrounded by phalanxes of people to keep him from being exposed to any counter-arguments. He dare not get within a mile's distance or shouting distance of a doctor, of a patient, or of a scientist. Flow in, hide, don't announce where you're going. Find a school that has just started doing student drug testing without cause, give a little rah-rah speech, quickly be whisked out to a meeting with the newspaper editors. No debate, please. Let's move on. Now, of course, almost nobody's heard of John Walters, too, except us. I had such mixed feelings about that. I mean, on the one hand, when McCaffrey was up there, you know, all over, flying around, mixing it up, or when Asa Hutchinson, you know, the one good thing about Asa Hutchinson, they had the DA is he liked to debate. He was a politician. I'll debate, sure, I'll say anything, I'm going to get up there, yeah! You know? John Walters, the nice side of that, of course, was that they kept our issue a bit in the news, and they gave us a chance to respond and respond and respond. And now you have John Walters there, and Karen Tandy. God, how did I mess that up? Karen Tandy, you know, you have them, but they don't have a public profile. One's a political hack, the other one's a law enforcement hack, right? They never in the newspapers. Well, the downside of that is we get fewer opportunities to mix it up with them. Because we know anytime we have a chance to mix it up with them, we take a step forward. The upside of that is it means that they have no voice and they have no plan. They have no voice and they have no plan. And I think what's so beautiful about what happened this morning is it shows the desperation. It shows that they are trying to defend the position of a 20% minority in this country, maybe less at this point. Right? The more they dig in on medical marijuana, the more they dig in on an issue where the vast majority of Americans are on our side, the more opportunity we have to push forward and bring more people with us. Right? If we're just fighting on the terrain of marijuana legalization where we only have 40%, or depends where you are, less than that in the South, more than that in the West, you know, then they can keep playing on these fears and the issues that were put up there before and the ones that Chris Connor rolled off in his speech, you know, all the potencies and this and that. But when they're playing on this terrain, when they're trying to say things which, you know, we found, in fact, there's something like 1 out of 3, 30 to 40% of all Americans actually say that they know somebody who uses marijuana for medicinal purposes. Right? That this is not some obscure thing where people know somebody, right? What they're doing is basically saying, as the man caught in bed with his mistress by his wife said, who are you going to believe? Me or your own lying eyes? That's where they're at now. That's where they're at. So this is the opportunity right now. This is the opportunity. Now, what I want to know, of course, is how. How do you all think about how we're going to move this thing forward to another level, right? We know. We know that whenever the patients are put forward, we win. We know that. We've seen it. It just keeps building. We know, and I think there's something of a consensus in this movement now, right? That we have to keep pushing medical marijuana forward around the country, one way or another. Why? Because every opportunity we have in state legislatures and the media to put patients and doctors up there, all the work that the organizations here, that ACE is doing with its increasingly national network, and MPP, and NORML, and DPA, and the state-based organizations, and SSDP, and everybody else, that every time that happens, we move forward, that we advance. The more the patient, and the more we do that also, the more we change the nature of the debate. The more we shift the debate over marijuana from what about the kids to what about the people who use this as medicine. The more we shift this thing into a more of a compassionate vein and away from the fearful vein. We know that. We also know, and I believe that California, I think the chances are that if marijuana is ever going to be legalized, I mean, this is an interesting question here now, with MPP doing the